So a theme park employee has just done something special and you want to give them a tip. But you know a cash tip's probably not the best thing to do. So what can you do? Well, here's some things that people did for me. Of course, over the years working at theme parks, I've had a lot of opportunities to be able to do something a little special to make a guest day. That's probably the best part about the job. When you get that opportunity to do something that just takes them from having a good day to a great day, a fantastic one that they will always remember. And sometimes those guests would return the favor to us. They would come in prepared to find a special employee or somebody who had done something and give them a thank you. Over the years, I've had a lot of special moments with guests. If you're going to a park and you're wanting to do something special to make somebody else's day great, let me give you some ideas of things that guests have done for me that help make my day special. At every park that you go to, if a worker or a cast member or somebody does something special for you, make a note of it. Get their name, the ride they're working at, the day and the time, and be sure to make a stop at guest relations. Or be sure to send an email to the park, because every park has ways of recognizing their employees that have done something special. They of course hear complaints all the time, but it's neat when they get to hear those special moments. At Silver Dollar City, if they had a guest send in a compliment, they would send a note down to that person's place of employment and let them know that it was fun when your boss would walk in and say, "Hey, we got a note about you, and you did good this time." The other thing that they would do is if it was an extraordinary moment, they would have weekly meetings where all the park leadership would get together and they would bring those up at the meetings. Well, if your name got brought up at a meeting, then your whole leadership team would get together and they would make a card for you. And the whole leadership team would then sign that card letting you know that you did a great job. But you didn't just get a card. You also got a kudos bar to give you kudos for doing something great above and beyond, for making a memory worth repeating. At Disney, if guest relations got a note, not only did it get forwarded to your management in your department, but it also got forwarded onto a special department. And they would take some of the best ones, the most memorable ones, and they would put them together in a newsletter to help encourage everybody else. A lot of these notes would then be put together into something called a walk through the park. And you could pick these up at some of the kiosks. You could go through each issue. And it was filled with stories of what different cast members had done and how guests had recognized that and were touched and blessed by it. This was always a really neat thing to be able to see you or somebody you knew in one of these. The other thing that Disney did is it encouraged its cast members to keep an eye on other cast members as well and see if they did something special. If they did, then the cast members were actually asked to recognize other cast members. They would do this through Guest Fanatic cards. And you would fill one of these out, put the name of the cast member on, where they worked, and so forth, and what they did that was special. So here's something else for you to do if you're at Disney and you really want to make sure that a cast member is recognized for something that they did. Ask one of the leaders or somebody else that's working there, "Hey, do you have a Guest Fanatic card? Here's what they just did, and I want them to be recognized." There are some times that they will even have guests fill these out. Most of the time, it's another cast member. Again, that's something that'll make your day, and you get it right on the spot. Plus, they'll get to turn these in and get entered in for different prizes and drawings, too. But a lot of guests would actually come in prepared ahead of time to give something special to the people that they knew were going to be working so hard to make their day. Down at Silver Dollar City, when I was working as a train robber, and we would rob the train saying, "Gold, silver, gold, silver," we'd have some kids that would actually find stones and paint them gold so that way they could give the robbers gold. We would have others that would give us food. We had one lady that we loved, the cookie lady, because she would come in and bring us fresh baked cookies. Oh, we love the cookie lady. We would also have guests give us wood nickels, and it was a way for the guests to say thank you for doing something special for me. Some of our regular guests, they would create special things. Like I had this one make a wanted poster with me and bring it back another visit and say, "Hey, I remember when you were here," and handed me the wanted poster. This has been a few years now and I've still got it, still love it. We would have some that, because it was such a special moment for their family member, that they would want to do something special to remember it. Such as this gentleman who took a picture of his 4-year-old daughter on her first train ride. So he got the picture of her with me and sent me a copy of it. At Disney, we would also have guests that would make up little thank you cards and notes. One family that came from San Francisco, they pulled out a whole big Ghirardelli chocolate bar because the Ghirardelli chocolate factory is right down there at the wharf at San Francisco. But here they said, "We wanted to give you a touch of home, and so here's a whole Ghirardelli chocolate bar to say thank you." That was good.
Oh boy, was it good.
They would also sometimes make up special thank you cards. And if a cast member had done something special, they would pull out their cards. This one I got from the Marshall family in South Carolina, just as a small way to say thank you. And then from Hunter and Hannah in Chattanooga, Tennessee back in 2009, they gave me these as a way to say thank you. Just a small little note. It made my day. It made my week. And here it is, 7 years later, and I still have them. So again, thank you, Hunter and Hannah. One of my favorites, though, was the time at Disney's Hollywood Studios. I'd had a family that came in. They had taken a whole lot of pictures, and we were trying to get their pictures burned onto the DVDs, and the machines were just being slow, and they were worried about time, and they had things they wanted to do because they didn't want to stand there for hours. And in the course of talking with them, I found out that they were actually staying at a vacation home that was less than a half-mile away from where I live. I had finally offered, okay, look, if I can't get this thing working for you, I don't want you to stay here all day. You're staying not far from my house. I will drop it by your vacation home and get it to you. As it ended up, I managed to get them their DVD on their way out of the park and handed it right to them, so we didn't have to do anything extraordinary like that. But it meant so much to them. They actually mailed me a thank you card, and I still got it, that says, thank you for offering to deliver our CD pictures to our rental house in Davenport. When we met you at MGM and you were going so hard to find our Mickey pictures with our daughter, you were so nice. That was refreshing, because not many people offer to go out of their way for others. So again, thank you. The Guthrie family, Robert, Karen, Jordan, Princess Jasmine. And they add a little P.S. I hope you remember us. Can I tell you, Guthrie family? Yes, all these years later, I still remember you. I remember the moment very well. Yes, I remember Princess Jasmine. It's one of my favorite memories. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Hope you got some good ideas on how to make a cast member or employees day. Keep those eyes out for those special employees at the parks. Make sure you give them a good thank you. I'd so appreciate it too if you take just a moment and like the video, comment down below. Let me know what special things you've done for cast members. Or if you're a cast member or work at a park, what are some special things that people have done for you? I'd love to hear it below, because things like that are just some of the neatest stories. So let me know. Thanks so much.